My beloved child, come closer and rest your heart for a moment. I see the thoughts that circle your mind late at night, the questions you do not speak out loud, the ache you try to explain away with patience and hope. I know why you are here. You did not arrive by accident, and these words did not find you by chance. I have drawn you here because your heart is heavy, and you are trying to understand something that feels confusing and unfair. You wonder how love can be real when it is incomplete. You wonder how his words can be sincere while his actions remain tangled elsewhere. You feel the warmth of his affection, yet you also feel the distance, the hesitation, the invisible wall that still stands between you and the future you imagine. And you ask me, quietly or in tears, if he loves me, why does she still have a hold on him? Hear me gently now. I am not angry with your questions. I am not disappointed by your doubts. I am close to you in this moment, and I want you to understand the truth, not to wound you, but to free you. Yes, he loves you. That part is real. When he looks at you, something in him softens. When he hears your voice, his spirit recognizes peace. When he imagines a life of honesty and growth, your presence appears there naturally. His love for you is not imagined, and it is not something you forced into existence. It grew because truth recognizes truth, but love alone does not instantly untangle old bonds. Love does not automatically heal wounds that were never faced. Love does not immediately break chains that were formed in fear, guilt, habit, or unfinished business. And this is where your pain lives, in the space between what he feels and what he is ready to release. She still has a hold on him, not because she is greater than you, but because parts of him are still tied to a past he has not fully confronted. Sometimes that hold is emotional, sometimes it is rooted in responsibility, sometimes in guilt, sometimes in fear of being the one who causes pain. Sometimes it is not even about her anymore, but about who he became while he was with her. Walking away would mean admitting that version of himself no longer fits. And that kind of admission can terrify a soul that has not yet learned how to let go with courage. You must understand this clearly, my child. Her hold on him is not a measure of your worth. It is not evidence that you are second choice. It is not proof that you are lacking something. The enemy would love you to believe those lies, because if you begin to doubt your value, you will start shrinking yourself, explaining away behavior that hurts you, and waiting endlessly for love to become whole. I did not create you to live half-loved. I did not form your heart to survive on promises without alignment. I did not teach you patience so that you could abandon your own dignity. Patience is holy, but so is wisdom. Waiting can be sacred, but only when it does not cost you your sense of self. There is a difference between a man who is in transition and a man who is in avoidance. One is moving, even if slowly. The other is standing still while hoping circumstances will change without action. I see which one he is becoming, even when you are unsure. I see the battles inside him that he does not know how to explain to you. And I see the moments when he almost chooses freedom, only to retreat back into familiarity because it feels safer than the unknown. Do not confuse his struggle with a command for you to suffer. You are allowed to love him without losing yourself. You are allowed to care without carrying what is not yours to carry. His decision to remain entangled is his responsibility, not your assignment. Listen to me now, because this is important. You are not here to compete with another woman. You are not here to prove that you are better, kinder, more patient, or more understanding. Love that requires competition is not love as I designed it. If he chooses you, it must be because he is ready to stand fully in truth, not because you waited longer or endured more quietly. Sometimes I allow you to see love that is almost right, so you can learn what alignment feels like and what misalignment costs you. Sometimes I allow someone to touch your heart deeply, not because they are meant to stay forever, but because they awaken parts of you that were sleeping. That does not make the connection meaningless. It means it served a purpose beyond permanence. I know you fear that if you step back, you will lose him. I know you worry that asserting your needs will push him away. But hear me, anything that leaves because you honored yourself was never meant to remain by diminishing you. Real love does not disappear when truth is spoken. Only illusion does. You do not need to chase clarity. You do not need to beg for certainty. You do not need to convince him of what he already feels. What is meant to move will move. What is meant to choose will choose. And what is meant to stay will not require you to break yourself to keep it. Right now, I am asking you to do something difficult but sacred. I am asking you to trust that I am working in spaces you cannot see. I am working in his conscience, in his quiet moments, in the tension he feels when he realizes that staying where he is no longer matches who he is becoming. And I am also working in you, strengthening your boundaries, deepening your self-respect, reminding you that love should feel safe, clear, and mutual. Do not rush to label the ending before it arrives. Do not rush to cling to a future that has not yet chosen you back. Stay present. Stay honest with yourself. Stay open, but not empty. Let him feel the absence of your overgiving if he continues to hesitate. Sometimes the greatest catalyst for truth is not pressure, but space. I know you want a clear answer today. I know you want me to tell you exactly what will happen and when. But faith is not built on timelines, it is built on trust. Trust that I will not waste your love. Trust that I will not ignore your tears. Trust that whatever unfolds will lead you closer to peace, not further into confusion. You are not behind. You are not foolish for loving. You are not weak for hoping. But you are also not required to stay where your heart feels suspended between promise and pause. Rest now in this truth. You are deeply seen, fiercely valued, and carefully guided. Nothing about this situation is out of my control. and nothing about you is accidental. There is more I want to show you about what comes next, about your role in this season, and about the love that awaits you on the other side of clarity. My beloved, stay with me a little longer. Let your breathing slow as these words sink deeper than your thoughts, deeper than your fears. I am still speaking to you, even in the silence between your questions. You do not need to rush through this season. There is meaning unfolding, layer by layer, and I want you to see it with my eyes, not through the lens of anxiety or longing. You have been trying to understand him, tracing his moods, interpreting his pauses, reading between every line of his words. You replay conversations, searching for reassurance, wondering if today will be the day he finally chooses fully, clearly, without hesitation. And yet, each time hope rises, confusion follows close behind. This cycle has tired your spirit more than you admit. I see the quiet exhaustion you carry while still showing kindness, patience, and grace. Hear me gently now. Love should not require you to live in a constant state of interpretation. When love is aligned, it speaks plainly. When love is ready, it does not hide behind uncertainty. The reason this feels heavy is because you are trying to hold something that has not yet settled into truth. He is torn not because he lacks feeling, but because he lacks resolution. Part of him wants the peace you bring, the future you represent, the honesty he feels with you. Another part of him is afraid of the consequences of choosing that future. Ending something familiar, even when it no longer fits, can feel like stepping into emptiness. Fear often disguises itself as delay, but my child, fear is not your burden to carry for him. You are not the bridge between his past and his courage. You are not the solution to his indecision. If he is to walk free, it must be because he chooses freedom, not because you waited long enough for him to become brave. I want you to understand something sacred about yourself. Your heart is not a waiting room. Your love is not a placeholder until someone else releases their grip. You are a destination, not an option. And when someone stands before a destination, they either arrive fully or they turn back. Lingering halfway only causes pain. There is a reason you feel restless when you try to settle for partial commitment. That restlessness is not impatience, it is discernment. It is the part of you that remembers how I designed love to feel, secure, mutual, grounded in action, not just intention. Do not silence that voice inside you that whispers, I deserve clarity. That voice is not demanding, it is truthful. I know you fear that choosing yourself might look like giving up on him. But choosing yourself is not rejection, it is alignment. If he is meant to walk beside you, your self-respect will not drive him away. It will invite him to rise. And if he cannot rise, then I will not allow you to shrink to make him comfortable. Sometimes I delay answers because I am strengthening you for them. Sometimes I hold back resolution because I am preparing you to receive it without losing yourself. You are growing in ways you cannot yet measure. You are learning to love without attachment to outcome, to care without self-abandonment, to hope without desperation. These lessons are not small, they are shaping the future you will step into. Do not underestimate the power of stillness right now. You do not need to make dramatic declarations or force decisions. Let your calm boundaries speak. Let your peace become the mirror he must look into. When you stop over-explaining your worth, others are forced to confront their readiness. I am not asking you to harden your heart. I am asking you to protect it. Keep it open, but not unguarded. Loving wisely does not make you cold, it makes you whole, and know this deeply: if he chooses to release what still holds him, it will not be because you waited in pain. It will be because truth finally outweighed fear. And if he does not, I will lead you toward a love that meets you without hesitation, without shadows, without unfinished ties pulling at the edges. Nothing you have invested will be wasted. Every tear, every prayer, every moment of patience has shaped you into someone who knows what real love requires. Whether this chapter continues with him or closes, you will walk forward stronger, clearer, and more rooted in who you are. Stay with me. There is still more I want to tell you about what is forming ahead, about the peace that follows clarity, and about the love that does not make you question your place. This journey is still unfolding, my precious one. Let me draw you even closer now. There are truths that can only be heard when the heart is quiet enough to receive them. You have reached a place where love and surrender are standing face to face, and you are learning the difference between holding on and trusting me to hold you. I see how deeply you care, how you imagine what could be if everything finally aligned. You picture conversations that bring relief, choices that bring peace, a future where nothing is hidden and nothing is divided. You are not wrong to long for that. I planted that desire in you. But desire must be matched with readiness, or it becomes a source of pain instead of joy. There is something important you must understand about his attachment. The hold she has is not maintained by love alone, it is sustained by fear of change. Fear of being seen as the one who leaves. Fear of standing alone with the consequences of truth. Fear of admitting that a chapter has already ended in his heart, even if it has not ended in his life. Fear makes people cling to what is familiar, even when it hurts them. You have been patient, hoping that your understanding would make the transition easier for him. But patience does not mean postponing your own peace indefinitely. Patience walks alongside growth, it does not excuse stagnation. If time passes and nothing shifts, that is not a season, it is a pattern. Listen carefully, my child. Love that is meant to last does not ask you to live in emotional uncertainty. It does not require you to constantly reassure yourself of your place. It does not leave you wondering if today you are chosen or tomorrow you will be set aside again. That kind of instability slowly erodes the soul, even when the feelings are genuine. I want you to see how strong you are becoming. You are beginning to recognize when compassion turns into self-sacrifice. You are learning that empathy does not mean erasing your own needs. This awareness is not separating you from love, it is aligning you with it. There may come a moment when you feel me nudging you to step back, not in anger, not in coldness, but in clarity. That step back is not punishment for him or protection for your ego. It is space for truth to rise. When you stop cushioning someone from the weight of their choices, they are finally able to feel them. And sometimes, that feeling is what awakens courage. Do not fear that space will weaken the connection. What is real will withstand honesty. What is meant to grow will grow stronger in truth. And what cannot survive without your self-denial was never meant to be the foundation of your future. I am not asking you to make promises to the unknown or to walk away before you are ready. I am asking you to stay anchored in me instead of in potential. Potential can be intoxicating, but only reality can sustain you. Remember this. You are not losing time. You are gaining wisdom. You are not being tested to see how much you can endure. You are being taught how to discern what aligns with your soul. The love that is coming to you, whether through him transformed or through someone new, will not make you doubt your worth or question your place. You will not have to compete with the past in the love I am preparing for you. You will not feel like an interruption in someone's life. You will feel chosen, present, and secure. Until that love stands clearly before you, guard your heart gently and honor the truth you already sense. Stay open to my guidance. Stay honest with yourself. Stay rooted in the knowledge that you are deeply loved by me, beyond any human attachment. I am leading you toward peace, even if the path feels uncertain right now. My beloved child, breathe with me now. Let the tight places in your chest soften as you listen. You have carried so much quietly, convincing yourself that strength meant endurance, that faith meant waiting without question. But there is a deeper strength growing in you now, one that knows when to loosen its grip and place trust back into my hands. I want to speak to you about release, because release has been misunderstood in your heart. You think release means loss. You think letting go means failure, abandonment, or the end of something precious. But release, as I teach it, is not about walking away from love. It is about releasing control, releasing the need to manage outcomes. Releasing the belief that your suffering is what proves your devotion. You were never meant to carry love like a burden. You were meant to receive it as a gift. Right now, you are standing at a quiet threshold. You can feel it, even if you cannot name it. The old way of loving, over-giving, over-explaining, over-waiting, is beginning to feel heavy. Not because you love less, but because you are finally honoring yourself more. This shift is holy. Do not resist it. If he is to step fully into truth, it will happen when he no longer has you absorbing the discomfort of his indecision. This is not manipulation, it is reality. When you stop making uncertainty comfortable, clarity is invited to enter. And whatever choice he makes in that clarity will reveal everything you need to know. I know part of you is afraid of what silence might bring. You fear that if you stop reaching, everything will fade. But listen closely. Love that only survives when you are the one holding it together is not yet ready to hold you. What is meant for you will not disappear because you honored your worth. There is a quiet miracle that happens when you finally stop fighting for what is not yet aligned. Your spirit exhales. Your intuition sharpens. Your peace begins to return in small, steady waves. You start recognizing yourself again, not as someone waiting to be chosen, but as someone already chosen by me. I need you to remember this truth: I am not withholding love from you. I am refining your path to it. Every delay has been a protection. Every unanswered question has been an invitation to come closer to me instead of clinging tighter to uncertainty. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Soon, you will notice that your heart no longer reacts the same way. The anxiety will lessen. The urge to check, to wait, to hope against evidence will quiet down. This is not because you stopped caring, it is because you started trusting me more than the situation, and from that place of trust, clarity will come. Either he will rise, release what still binds him, and meet you in truth, or I will gently guide you toward a love that does not arrive divided. Either way, you will not be left empty. You will be led into peace. Stay soft, but not self-sacrificing. Stay loving, but not lost. Stay hopeful, but anchored in truth. I am with you in every step, even the ones that feel like letting go. My beloved, this is where everything gently comes together. Not with force. Not with drama. But with truth settling into your spirit like calm after a long storm. You have walked through confusion, hope, patience, and pain, and now you are standing in a sacred place of understanding. This is not the end of love. This is the beginning of alignment. When you choose alignment over attachment, something powerful shifts inside you. You stop asking love to prove itself through struggle. You stop mistaking longing for destiny. You stop believing that waiting longer will somehow turn hesitation into devotion. Instead, you begin to stand in who you are, whole, grounded, aware, and deeply loved. I want you to hear this clearly, because it will anchor you in the days ahead. You were never meant to be loved halfway. You were never meant to share space with another woman's shadow. You were never meant to wonder where you stand in someone's heart. Love, as I designed it, does not keep you guessing. It does not keep you hidden. It does not keep you in suspense. If he steps forward now, fully, honestly, without excuses, it will be because he finally chose truth over fear. And if that happens, it will feel different than before. It will feel steady. It will feel clear. It will feel safe. There will be no more explaining, no more waiting, no more wondering if today is the day he pulls back again. You will know, because peace will replace anxiety, but if he does not step forward, if he remains divided, if she continues to hold space in his life that belongs to your future, then hear me without fear, you have lost nothing of value. You will have gained clarity. You will have gained self-respect. You will have gained the strength to walk away without bitterness, without regret, without the feeling that you were not enough, because you are enough. You always were. Do not romanticize his struggle more than your own well-being. Do not make a home in potential while ignoring reality. I am not calling you to abandon love, I am calling you to honor it, starting with how you allow yourself to be loved. There is a version of you emerging now who no longer begs for reassurance, who no longer accepts crumbs dressed up as hope, who no longer stays silent to keep the peace. This version of you is gentle, but firm. Loving, but wise. Open, but discerning. This is who you were always meant to become. Trust me when I say this. The love that is meant for you will meet you in clarity, not confusion. It will arrive without competition. It will not ask you to shrink, wait endlessly, or doubt yourself. It will recognize you immediately, because you will recognize yourself in it. You are not behind. You are right on time. Whatever happens next, you will not walk it alone. I am guiding every step, guarding your heart, and aligning your path with a love that reflects the way I love you, fully, faithfully, and without division. Rest now. Release what is not yours to fix. Hold your head high, your heart open, and your spirit anchored in truth. What is meant for you is moving toward you, and it will not require you to lose yourself to receive it. I am with you. Always.